Only a few weeks and we are going to celebrate the official inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum, an event which is to be considered of the most important events in Egyptian modern history in general. To shed more light on the event and to shed more light on the gym, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone Mr. Ihab Kamel, our historian and researcher. Thank you very much for being with us, sir. A very good morning and happy Eid.
Happy Eid to you. Good morning.
Good morning. Sir, before going into details, let's remind our viewers with the gym or the Grand Egyptian Museum and how it's very important to, or it was very important to have a museum only dedicated to our ancient Egyptian civilization because simply we deserve. How do you see this and what's the significance of having the gym dedicated only to our civilization, our old one, I mean?
Well, let's agree on one thing, that Egypt deserves such a great museum that can host all the ancient Egyptian antiquities, because it's unbelievable that we would have a museum that would show 100,000 pieces like the old museum, and we have more than 150,000 in storage rooms. This does not make any sense. So, as a matter of fact, the excavations have been taking place since over 150 years, and many of the pieces that are found are not exhibited. Just if we look at the show or the exhibition in the old museum, you'll find that since a very long time there hasn't been any new pieces that have been exhibited, which does not make sense actually. And we believe that we needed such a museum to be able to show all the pieces, or at least most of the pieces that we possess. Mind you that the exhibition itself, the way of the exhibition needs to be developed. So we needed a modern museum with modern ways of exhibition, like any other museum in the whole world, because the museum in Tahrir hadn't been developed in more than 100 years.
Yeah.
So this project of the gym was a must.
Yeah.
It was very much needed, because at the end of the day, you're in Egypt, the land of the civilization, the land of the ancient Egyptian civilizations.
Yeah. And to add to what you have just said, sir, also the gym is not going to be only a museum, despite the fact that we are talking about the biggest museum to be dedicated to one civilization, but also, in my humble opinion, it's going to be an educational institute, particularly for researchers and for those who want to know more and in detail about our ancient Egyptian civilization, I mean the specialists, and also the restoration section. And I'm really proud to say that all those who are going to be responsible for the restoration department in the gym are going to be all Egyptians. If you want to elaborate on that too.
Definitely. Any museum should be like a sort of an educational institution. Over there, you have in the museum you have restoration workshops, restoration labs, experts working, students who are studying ancient Egyptian history or archaeology. They can be trained over there. Mind you that any museum should possess a unique library which can help the students in their own researches. So if we look at the museum is not just a place for exhibition, it's an institution, it's an educational foundation that contributes a lot to the ancient Egyptian civilization study. And that's, in my own opinion, the idea of the museum. It's not the exhibition, it's just the whole package that comes with it.
And also, as far as I understand that there is going to be special way to care about people with determination. They are going to enjoy visiting our gym in the best way ever, whether with people with audio impaired or visually impaired. They are going to enjoy our gym, and they are, I think, one of the most important ways to measure if this society is civilized or well-cultured or no, is how they deal with people with special needs or people with determination. I think that this is a better expression. If you want to elaborate on that too, Mr. Ihab.
Of course, this is something very important. Giving the chance to the people with special needs to come and visit the museum.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this is this is a problem in all of Egypt, in all the archaeological sites of Egypt, that it does not really look at those people. So for the first time, we can see a place that looks at those people. As a matter of fact, let me tell you that the people with special needs, they represent more than 8 to 10% of the percentage of the travelers around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And those people, they actually considered to be among the class A travelers.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, in Egypt, we are not prepared for the people with special needs. And this could be a very good step towards taking care of that people, because the number of the people with special needs traveling are increasing to the extent that there's a special organization dealing with that kind of tourism, the ENAT. I suppose that we should take consideration of that if we want to
I'm sure that this issue is being well taken care of with the gym, and this is something which I think it's going to be another source of pride regarding the gym. But sir, as unfortunately I'm running out of time, I want to focus on two main things. First, how visiting, or how if we do organize school students a one-day trip, a one-day journey to the Grand Egyptian Museum to enjoy themselves there. I think, in my humble opinion, this is going to be a turning point in the way they look at our Egyptian identity or our Egyptian history, or they are going to enjoy that sense of loyalty or sense of belonging to the country more than anything else. And my last point is the preparations, as we made it even difficult for ourselves after what we have done in the Mommy's Parade. We did something great, and we need to make something even greater. Tell me your vision regarding those 2 points, sir.
Well, I totally agree with you that the students has to be prepared and has to be well educated about the gym, and we have to look at our heritage differently. We have to make our students and the young generations understand that we are Egyptians before anything else, that we are the descendants of a great civilization, and to focus on our real identity. Who are we? We are Egyptian first, and we start telling the people, or the young children, about their own history, to make them proud of their own history, and not focus on anything that's not ours, or any other identity that is not ours. We are Egyptian first, and if you see the world around us, every country is concentrating on its own identity. That's one thing, and many ministries, the culture, the education, they have to work together simultaneously and connecting together in putting a program that would be applied in the educational institutes just to make the young students understand this. The second thing about how we're going to celebrate, and it's very difficult after the parade of the mummies, well, honestly, I don't know. I don't know where we're going to go after that. And no one can imagine what it's going to be like, but all what I'm hoping and all what I'm looking for is that we would focus and concentrate first before we put any entertainment program for the guests of Egypt, because this opportunity will never happen again.
Yeah.
This reminds me with the inauguration of the Suez Canal during the time of Khedive Ismail.
Yeah.
So I'm talking, the event has to be expressive for our history. It has to be classy and top-notch, and it has to be every single part of it has to be very carefully
taking care
chosen.
of every detail. And tell you something,
The small
sir,
details.
and tell you something which I'm going to end our episode with. I'm sure that we are going to come up with something genius to amaze the whole world. Mr. Ihab Kamel, our historian and researcher, thank you very much for your input, sir. Have a very good day, and once again, happy Eid. Well, by this we come to the end of our episode. Stay tuned on Nile TV International always for more. Many thanks for watching. This was Nirmina Abdurrahman.